Ah, Timecop. How I love thee, Timecop. Let me count the ways. First of all, it's one fucking word. It's not time cop, it's Timecop. That kind of steadfast purpose just gets me going. Second of all, what the fuck is Jean-Claude Van Damme doing in this movie?
There's never enough time
Never enough for what?
to satisfy a woman.
Then you never want to miss an opportunity.
Are you busy?
I'm meeting my husband.
If I were him, I would not keep you waiting.
If he's not here when I turn around, I'll go home with you. You'll do.
I didn't hear you leave this morning.
Was early. I was meeting with Matuzak.
Are you gonna take that job? What?
Be right back. Read it.
Wolverine, between the lines. I should get the fuck out of here.
Good. You know that purse? Doesn't look good on you.
Why is he cast? He was cast because he's Jean-Claude Van Damme, and there's only one Timecop, and it's fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme. There's just some universe where there was supposed to be the film that turned him into Schwarzenegger, but ultimately, Jean-Claude, bless him, was an auteurist at heart. And he wanted to work with interesting directors more than he wanted to be a star. So what we got was Peter Hyams, Ringo Lam, and Choi Hart movies, which is inarguably cooler than if Jean-Claude Van Damme ever got famous enough to make Jingle All the Way. Though I guess they both eventually worked with Peter Hyams, he and Schwarzenegger. But Van Damme is still making better movies to this day, so I think we know who won. Timecop wasn't the success it was meant to be, probably because the plot is largely concerned with an army of French-Canadian ravers working at the behest of two Ron Silvers in their quest to become president, and that is just too the fuck much. Who cares? I just want to see Jean-Claude Van Damme doing his Timecop thing. I'm sure this movie makes a little more sense if I would just work a little harder at it, but honestly, what precious little brain power I've got right now goes to cooking. Timecop didn't get big sequels, and it didn't really make Van Damme into Schwarzenegger, but it did get a weird series and a bunch of comic books, I want to say. The thing is that the visuals and the action sequences and the dueling Van Damme haircuts, that's just great. You cannot argue with that. The sound effects for the punching and kicking alone is worth the price of admission here, but there's much else to admire.
Surprise!
Hyams is after something here that I like. He's kind of trying to see what he can do with layering and tampering with flat images and planes. He's way ahead of his time here. The problem with these experiments is twofold. He's obviously hamstrung by what he can do with celluloid in post-production, which was just starting to allow for digital effects. The few of which that are here are dreadful. The other problem is this dead ends at Sound of Thunder, one of the worst films ever made.
I built her because I'm a scientist. Possibilities are what drive us, and what everyone said was impossible, I knew could be done. I applied for a research grant with a company called CJ & Co. They were handing out money all over the place. They paid me, they left me alone.
It's so boring. I like that he's trying here, and the wonkiness of the technology not being all there kind of makes it more charming, and he hides effects better than I think other people would have because he was obsessed with light and shadow, and I think partly because he knew that if he did it just right, he could hide stuff. It's pretty interesting to watch him try. When you can fake everything just because, it's inherently dull. You gotta then make something out of it. And in Timecop, he sort of succeeds. This is all better in Sudden Death, which is in service of an action movie that makes perfect sense. Bad guys want to blow up a hockey game and kill the vice president. Timecop, I have no idea. I don't know what happens in Timecop. I've seen it so many times, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. And honestly, I don't care. because it doesn't matter, because it's Timecop.
I would have had him killed right here. But if he's back, he's already told the story to Matuzik. God knows who else. They won't know what the hell he's talking about, but we can sure give it a lot of thought if he comes up dead.
Right.
So he's gonna have to be erased.
Erased?
Yeah. Have him killed before he joined TEC. That way nobody in the agency ever talked to him or even knew him.
Perfect.
No, it's not. It's not perfect. But it's all we've got. You know, don't expect to be my chief of staff if my slamming your face into the side of the car is going to turn you into a sniveling moron.
Timecop is all effort. So much so that they kind of forgot to make any of the connective tissue for any of the stuff that happened. It's a movie that's all knees and elbows, but it's good fun. Van Damme gets to be both the romantic lead and the haunted lone wolf, and though he's better at the latter because buried deep in his star persona is a deep core of sadness that always made him the most interesting of the bodybuilder movie stars.
Surprise.
Who the fuck are you?
Friend of the family.
Don't go down.
Hyams knows why we're here. We're here to see fucking Timecop kick some ass. And there's plenty of that to go around.
What you want? You're a bright boy. Why don't you sleep on it? I did that.